The following podcast is scheduled for one fall with no time limit.
Super hot fire!
The greatest spectacle in podcast entertainment, Mr. Nestlemania.
That was literally verbal diarrhea. I'm setting the bar awfully low. Titus O'Neil keeps running directly into that bar. Get him off my TV, get him off my TV. You make me very angry.
The man who has a better IQ than you, the awe-inspiring JC.
You should go work for WWE because you would be so up far up Vince's butt.
No.
Oh, you are such a sucker.
You
You defend everything, all the bad moves they make.
This is the Jobber Knocker Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Jobber Knocker Podcast. As always, I'm Nestlemania. Alongside for the ride is JC. We've got, quite the week.
Yeah, this was a pretty solid week of wrestling. But before we get into that, pew, pew, pew. Jobber Knocker announcement
Oh
time.
boy, here we go.
So we've been trying to new year, new us, is that like how the kids do it,
Yeah. Go to the gym, do whatever.
Instead of going to the gym, we've made a rededication to providing you as much content as possible, and we've put an extra emphasis on our website. There's all sorts of articles going up there. DQ wrote a fantasy booking of this WrestleMania, which you can check out at DQ of the JK. Make sure you follow him on Twitter. But also, we're adding some quote-unquote beat writers for NXT and NXT UK. Joe at Joe Pollock 47 actually did last week's NXT recap, but we're having TJ is going to be writing NXT recaps every week. You have his handle because there's a lot of numbers.
Yes, there is. It's TEEJ 37272, and that is not only is just TJ a fan, TJ is the brother of our boy DQ,
Yes.
and he's putting DQ a little fire to the flame here and challenging him to write more articles, which I love.
Yeah, so
personally.
we're trying to
brotherly
pump up
rivalry
that content. So be on the lookout. NXT, we're recording Wednesday morning. There'll be an article about that. But also on Wednesdays, NXT UK comes out. They had a super hot fire takeover. We also have someone on that beat, and that is
Brandon Cox. That is follow him at The Real Deal B Cox. He's been doing a lot of good stuff for us. He's a giant fan, and he just messaged me out of the blue when I asked, and you ask and you get an opportunity. So
yeah,
he's been doing a lot of fun stuff.
He put up a preview for Blackpool, and it was great.
Yep.
And then the event, which was super hot fire, which we'll talk about in the finish because JC's fired up for it. I went on my NXT UK spiel last week.
Yeah.
I'm fired up for it. His article is a great read, great analysis. So make sure you follow him on Twitter. Check out the articles on jobberknocker.com because we are going to try to give you more content. You actually wrote something that will be out at some point about NXT, which Crazy Town USA.
I know. People, I'm not much of a writer, but I got an opinion about everything. So there you go.
So that's exciting, an exciting time to be part of the Jobber Knocker family. So, yeah, that's all the announcements, right? I didn't forget.
Yeah, and I would just say if anybody's listening and they want to contribute, just ask us.
Hey, it's one of those things. If you want to write a bunch of articles, we'll post your stuff. If you want to write just one article, that's fine. Or hey, you know what? We don't talk about 205 Live at all in this program, but if you're hot and bothered about it, you can write about it. Hell, you want to write about New Japan, Ring of Honor, AEW, whatever you want.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Because you know what? We want to give wrestling fans as much content as possible because everyone loves everything, and if just want to be everywhere you want to be, like we say we are.
You are.
Because we are. We're everywhere you want to be on social media.
I'm glad you have the last prepositional phrase. Otherwise, it's just complete ripoff.
Whatever. Go away. But you know what? It's time for the shine of this program. And you know what?
Oh boy.
I thought Raw was better than SmackDown this week.
What?
You seriously disagree with
No,
that?
I think SmackDown was a lot more interesting to me.
So you are incorrect according to the people because
I don't care.
I watched SmackDown live. Well, most of it live. I tuned in about a half hour late and then caught up. And there were tons of people always put up polls. What do you like better? And Raw was winning all of them. I agree. So we're starting with Raw. The only reason you didn't like it is because you have so much egg on your face today.
Oh,
it is
boy.
Literally 24 dozen eggs.
24 dozen?
That's
That's a lot of eggs.
Yeah, I was trying to say, you get the point.
No, maybe a baker's dozen would have been funnier.
The lead in wrestling this week is Monday Night Raw. Now has the greatest heavyweight of all time taking on the Beast Incarnate at the Royal Rumble for the Universal Championship. Monday Night Raw was all about Finn Balor, the man, the myth, the legend, the what do they call him? The extraordinary man.
Yeah, you can't even remember the cruiserweight.
That's not correct.
Who's also a heavyweight.
He is a heavyweight that doubles as a heavyweight. He will be facing Brock Lesnar at the Rumble. Biggest shine of the week. He had to beat Jinder. He had to win a fatal 4-way. He came out. He was in the ring face-to-face with Vince McMahon, who pretty much said, yeah, I'm not buying it. John Cena gave him the sign of respect. It was all about Finn Balor this week. Stud. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I got to tell you, first off, before I decide to bury
Kiss
myself,
the ring, bitch.
but before I decide to get hosed by everybody, I have to say, I was very excited to see him on NXT UK Blackpool TakeOver. I knew it was happening, and then the minute I happened, like I said, I tweeted it out. I still got goosebumps even though I knew it was coming. It was a really cool moment. I was very excited for him. And as I wrote in my article previously about one of the things I would love to see changed in the WWE was having a traveling champion going from place to place to place to place, and I think Finn fits that kind of build, which I'm always okay with. He can go everywhere and anywhere.
You mean have a champion on Raw that's going to go to the house shows and be on the show every
Sure.
week and actually do stuff?
What? Or, go to SmackDown, go to NXT, go to UK, go to wherever, 205 Live. He could go to all these different places.
Maybe we'll talk about Worlds Collide in the finish as well, because it's coming. It's exciting. No, it's exciting.
Yeah, is the winner get a spot in the Royal Rumble?
No, it's NXT, NXT UK, and 205 Live. It's like Adam Cole's in it, Velveteen Dream, a bunch of others.
Right, but the winner.
The winner gets the challenge for any title on any of those 3 brands.
Okay, see, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay.
It's cool.
Okay. No, I did not know where the goal was on that. So
and
that's
I think with all these different territories, I think it makes it more exciting.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's why it's an exciting time to be a fan in the WWE right now, because there's so much change.
Change, like in my pocket.
Yeah, but the biggest one is Finn Balor. I want to hear it. Eat crow, kiss the feet.
So here's what I was laughing at. So first off, I felt bad for Braun. We'll get into that at some point.
I'll tell you why.
But so Finn Balor happens, and again, perfectly fine. The one thing that had me hooked right away and was like, you know what? I was wrong, was this. He comes out and he finally cuts a promo, and I'm like, hey, look, conviction, confidence, said what he wanted to say. It's amazing. He's not out there smiling and too sweet and everybody. He comes out without a goddamn jacket. He comes out and he's like, Vince, you never believed in me. Not that it's terrible.
It sounded more like
Mac. Yeah, I know.
Scottish, yeah.
But it's like that's what it was. And then, you know what? I believe that. I'm okay with that because I don't believe it, right? So yeah. I bought in. And here's where I was like, okay, we're overdoing it because it was like Jinder doing the whole thing backstage. And I'm like, okay, here we go. So I knew, like, the minute that happened, I'm like, okay.
I mean, Jinder just dropped the ball because he never said Beastmaster.
Yeah.
And that was, like, the whole point. They were clearly going for the comedy of, like, I love when he brings up the dream match, Jinder Mahal versus Brock Lesnar.
Sure. So they do that whole spiel, and I'm like, okay, whatever. He's going to win that. But when you look at the 4 people, it's clearly not going to be John Cena because John Cena is more of a Royal Rumble kind of guy. That's fine. And as much, and I mean, it was going to boil down between Mac and Finn.
But the way they were building it was all about Finn. You could tell. Anytime you get kissed by Vince like that, you know it's coming. They made him look like the underdog. They made him earn it. It was like the story of just like the little engine that could, because that's just the way that, because there's people like you out there.
Sure.
Who do not believe in the heavyweight that doubles as a heavyweight.
But there was no, like, I don't even want to talk about Corbin because it was like it didn't matter. You knew Corbin and you knew Corbin. You knew Cena weren't going to matter, so it was 2 people right away, which, again...
But I think the big thing about Corbin is that Corbin is one of their top players, whether people like it or not, because he is the biggest heel on the show.
He gets a great reaction.
And he, like, the way he was booked before he was GM, like, no one still has kicked out of his finisher.
No.
Like, him and Dean Ambrose, I think, are the only 2 that no one's kicked out of their finisher, which is weird.
I'm sure someone's kicked out of a dirty deed, but...
Not recently.
Not recently, no.
Yeah,
no.
But the Baron Corbin, like, he's always, like, his, like, I think it was on commentary, they literally said his win-loss record is impressive, that's why he's here. It's just we got so much down the, like, the joke thing with him that I think that, yes, that does pull away from it a little bit, but... He deserved to be in that match, but everyone's saying that he was going to take the pin. I'm like, no, Cena's taking this pin. Like,
the match was fine. I didn't nothing against the match. I obviously knew that I was going to get ridiculous amounts of replies when.
Yeah, you deserve it.
And you know that's fine. I will sit there and I will eat that. But here's where I was laughing about the entire thing.
And this is where I'm going to rip you for.
That's fine.
Go.
That's fine. Everybody and their mother thinks that because this guy is going to put on some face paint, he has a fucking chance against this guy. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be clearly like the Daniel Bryan structure. It's going to be a little guy getting his ass handed to him. Then, of course, he hulks up, and he actually has a good half second of, like, the rest of the match. The back half will be amazing. That's what I'm telling you right now. And he will lose, and everybody will be up in arms and upset because Finn Balor will not win at the Royal Rumble.
So you're wrong about one major thing there. He's not putting on the face paint.
Okay.
He's not. He's going to show up, leather jacket Balor. He's going to put on he's going to look great in the match. Brock wanted this match last year. I remember I made it my hope too, like, this is the thing, and they wouldn't go through with it. But Brock wants this match. Brock wants, just like he wanted to face Daniel Bryan. He likes facing AJ Styles because it's different for Brock. It's a different pace, and I think he sees that, like, oh my, like, these are the matches that get the hype because he's going to be able to ragdoll Finn a little bit.
Sure.
It's also going to be like Finn's going to take that beating. He's going to do these crazy spots. Lesnar's going to get to do his ridiculous sells, which he enjoys doing, where he looks like a dying goat and just screaming. I'm excited for this, but you are correct about one thing. He's not winning.
There's no way.
And that's no way. There's not no way.
No
there's
way.
not no way.
No way.
There's not no way, but he doesn't need to win.
No,
because we're getting this match. So when I saw stop.
No.
Because I saw your stupid tweet where you're like, it's all going to be for nothing. No, it's not for nothing. Because this is them being like, we're taking Finn and we're putting him against our number one guy in a big match on one of the marquee shows. And he's going to be awesome. This is how we're building Finn. He's not just going to win it because then the story's over.
Sure.
It's not going to happen like that. But this is time for him to re-break out. They're finally committing to him re-breaking out. And he's not going to win now because Brock Lesnar's taking that title to WrestleMania.
Sure.
That proof has been in the pudding as much as I didn't want to admit it with the Braun stuff, because that's why Braun isn't in this match, because Braun wasn't winning and Vince can't have him lose again. So he's putting Finn there. It's going to be an awesome match. He's going to look amazing in a loss.
Sure.
But this is just the beginning for the rebuilding of the extraordinary man who does extraordinary things, who makes us all feel extraordinary.
That's fine. I hope that happens, but the track record alone dictates that this man will never, I repeat, never be Universal Champion ever again.
Well, you're just wrong about that.
No,
so.
he will. No, he will go over to SmackDown and maybe become WWE champion.
I will bet you $1 million he will hold the world title.
I don't have $1 million. Exactly. I can't even. That's a ludicrous amount of money that I'll never see in my lifetime. What I'm saying right now is, look, yes, I'm very excited that they've reintroduced him or give him a shot in the arm, whatever you want to say. That's fine. But for the people out there that think, if he's not the demon, I'm not going to watch, well, then you're ridiculous.
I don't think he's going to be the demon. I'll stand by that.
It's career suicide if he dresses up as the demon and loses. It really is.
So he lost to Samoa Joe as the demon in NXT. Right. I always forget that. But he hasn't lost on the main roster.
Sure, but that's what I'm saying. Like, people are like, if he first off, he has to win. No, he does not, and he's not going to. So get it through your thick skulls, people. He's not going to win. And that's fine, as you said. That's fine. I'm okay with it. Listen, I would love nothing more than to be wrong and have him be the Universal Champion or have him do these things. If he wins Money in the Bank, yeah, I'd be happy. But guess what? We've talked about this on the program. There are so many people backlogged for a title shot, for people that are going to be the champion of the universe when Brock eventually leaves it. But that's just who it is. Like, it's Brock Lesnar. He's going to win, and he's going to continue for a while.
Brock Lesnar is going to lose at WrestleMania to either Seth or Braun.
Sure.
So now that Braun, this is why I think it's a positive. Because like I just said, if Braun goes to the Rumble, as much as I wanted him to, he wasn't winning because they're just not doing it yet. So instead, I'm assuming Braun will be in the Rumble. I think he's definitely a candidate to win. It's Pam, Rollins, and McIntyre, at least from Raw, most likely, because Finn probably won't be in the Rumble now because he'll probably have to sell the beating he gets. But I think it's one of those three, and I think one of those three will be the ones that likely take down Brock at WrestleMania. So for me, the reason why I think this is a positive for Braun is Braun, since he has come back from the injury, has done
nothing.
He doesn't have any steam.
He does nothing.
But this week, he got back to being why we love Braun Strowman.
By the way,
Braun Strowman destroyed Vince's limo.
Yeah, exactly.
Flipped it.
Who said it? I did. I went on this program and said, you know what he needs to do? He needs to flip a goddamn limo. And they listened to the knocker.
Vince loves listening to JC, so he listens to the jobber knocker, and sometimes hears you.
Stop it. You're an absolute liar. You know for sure that I was
Adam,
2 weeks ago on this program. Was I on this program and said he needed to flip a limo?
Week.
Whatever.
And
did I say it? Did I say it?
You search for credit so much.
Did I say it? Did I say it?
You're not even. I can't even speak. I was gonna say when you said it, I said yes. Do it. That's a great idea. God, you should remember that because I don't say that very often to you because your ideas are usually.
My ideas are fantastic. Everybody loves my ideas.
Sure. It's one of those things where we're laughing at you, not with you. But
That's
sure.
fine. As long as you're
Destructo Braun is back. That's all that matters. So now we can finally start to build him back to where he was. Is he going to win the Rumble? I don't know. I'd have him win the Rumble because why not? I love Braun. So I'd do it.
Here's the case for me. And this is where you're going to go, no fun Nestle again, which is fine. It's probably going to be a theme throughout the entire day. But look, this is the classic WWE. They're always a year late.
Yes.
They're always a year
late.
It's ridiculous. Braun should have won last year.
Yep.
It's just like we get to a point where it's like we get that you're doing it, but you're not paying attention to what we want when we want it. You think you're going to tell us when we want something.
And that is why when the McMahons came out a month ago and said that, we're hoping that now it will be different. But no, I'm just saying. I don't know if it will be. We don't know, but we have to at least give them the chance. But yes, they're absolutely. They're always a year behind.
Here's the thing. They're just by giving Braun the Royal Rumble victory that he should have had last year.
I don't think he's getting it.
No, but here's the thing. Are they going to give us what we want this year right now? No, because Braun was last year. What is this year? What do we want this year? We want Seth Rollins?
No,
what do we want?
I want The Miz. Some people want Seth Rollins.
Do they want
Some people want Drew
the
McIntyre.
Mac. They want the
Well,
Mac.
and I think that's a good thing. I feel like the last few years in the Rumble, there's only been one person that we all want. This year, it's like there were so many people that could win and we'd be excited because I think they're finally doing a better job of giving us more people, like finally booking people better. I think we're getting.
I think we're getting exactly,
Yes.
but it's gonna be a bumpy ride, and I hope that by the end of the Royal Rumble, we're all sitting there high-fiving and jacked and pumped, ready to go for WrestleMania season, because this is a very crucial moment for everybody that's involved in WWE. If you don't like the candor here, you cannot wait to just sit as a pedestrian and wait for WrestleMania to make sense. You can't do that. You have to. This is their bread and butter season.
Yes.
You have to kick this in high gear because AEW. Yes, I know it's not competition, but I'm saying right now will be in a couple years, and you need to do this now because fans are going to get frustrated if the WWE does not deliver in the next couple of years.
Fine, that's whatever. But more likely scenario for Braun. Something else happened on Monday where my man Bobby Lashley won the Intercontinental title. I think that's the match at WrestleMania. Lashley Strowman for the IC title.
Really?
I think they're going to have Strowman go through the mid card before he gets back to the main event. I have a feeling. That's not the way I would do it, but I have a feeling that's what they're doing.
It feels like it's emotion, though.
I think Lashley Strowman, I think that's a good matchup for WrestleMania. But we'll see. Who knows? I've been wrong like once before. But that's where I think it's going. But how'd you feel about our man, Bobby Lashley, winning?
I was super excited.
My man.
I think here's something that I really don't enjoy because it's my own fault, really. Is I keep my phone on me because I'm trying to take notes while I'm watching, so I'm fresh. But the thing is the notifications come up.
Oh, so you got to turn that shit off.
I got to turn that off because
amateur hour.
It is. Do you go to the website or do you go to the app and turn it off? Because
I never signed up for alerts.
Okay, so
I think in the app you just turn off notifications.
Okay, well then I got to do that because it killed me because I was like, what, he won? And then I was fast forwarding and I'm like, God damn it, I would have loved to have that moment live.
Well, see, the problem with me is I can't help myself. I always go on Twitter because I love seeing the raw reaction in the moment.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So obviously the Celtics play that night, so I'm reading it like during post game when I'm getting ready to leave, and I'm like seeing like your guys' messages in the threads. Yeah. So it's already spoiled for me. So that does kind of suck for me sometimes. But that's why when I looked back and I was like, even when I watched Raw, I really, really, really thought it was a good show.
Oh, yeah,
and
it was.
So live, it would have been even better.
Yeah.
But like I thought it was a really, really good show. Look at the 3 things we've already talked about.
Sure.
Those are big things, and there's still more things that we're talking about.
But no, we can't. Here's the thing. Dean Ambrose has, has sailed. It is what it is.
It's
Seth Rollins is what it is. Unfortunately, some people love him, some people hate him, and
most people love him.
But that's fine. But Bobby Lashley has been a drastic 180 or a 360, depending on if you want to spin around twice. But look, he's done a great job. The addition of Leo has been a phenomenal just injection, and it's unbelievable the amount of stuff he can do in and out of the ring. It's a great pairing. Told you on this program when he started, I hated it because I hated him, and I have completely 100% unequivocally have changed.
Completely.
So, and you know what? When it's good, it's great. And this right here to me was the icy cake. It was like, that's what I wanted. This is a way to elevate somebody who clearly may not get to that big moment, like the Universal Championship, but he can still be a big guy. Yeah. And this is why I'm excited about it.
And it's the title he never had. I think he deserves it. Like you said, they're a good enough act where as a heel champion, they'll be a lot more effective than Ambrose is right now. And yes, it looks really bad for Ambrose. But the way I look at it is like the IC title on him right now is hurting him because he's not there yet.
No.
Like as this new character, like he's not there. So when you put a title on someone who's not ready, it's worse because it just puts a magnifying glass in them.
Mm-hmm.
Now maybe he can go back into the shadows and start to figure it out and find a way to build himself back up and hopefully be the heel Ambrose we've wanted forever, because this version we have right now, it isn't working, it isn't translating. The Seth Rollins storyline was a complete and utter disaster. So I don't know exactly what's next for him. He might be one of those guys that's just kind of like in the shuffle, not doing much for a little while. But I don't think that's the worst thing for him, because there are things they need to figure out with his character before they give him a significant push again.
What else? Because I got something on SmackDown I think we've kind of buried.
We're going to get there.
But I'm just saying.
They showed us the women's tag titles finally.
Sure, they
this
did.
week,
They did.
And they looked great. That's not all they showed us. They gave us a moment of bliss backstage, which, by the way,
oh my
I mean,
God.
you can say what you want. Like there's
God
two
damn
staunch
it.
sizes where people loved it, people hated it, but those 1.7 million YouTube views, which literally the next closest thing was Braun at like 900K,
Yeah.
and then after that it was like way down. Like Alexa being like having her top off, just covering up. By the way, in that segment and then the Mandy bathrobe segment, which we'll talk about, they're wearing more clothes than they normally do.
Sure, that's what I was going to be my
And
point.
also, just like saying there's a double standard with men and women, a lot of the men wrestle in way less clothes than the women wrestle in.
Sure.
So it's a lot of those arguments have been kind of hollow to me. I thought it was an effective segment in terms of just adding buzz. Did it do anything? Probably not, but I mean, this is what they're trying to do in this new WWE. They're trying to like give us a little piece of everything, which is what makes it like
It's a variety show.
Yes, and in a social media world, you need that buzz thing. And this was the buzz thing, just like a little useless segment that was just weird, where it's just like, we're all Corey Graves and Michael Cole. They just kind of like turned and looked at each other like, what?
It was great because the way that Corey gave a look, I equivalent it to being caught by your mom watching porn. Like it was just like,
Yeah.
it was like, like,
And the best
and he was
is
holding on he was holding on to Cole's shoulder, like, oh
and
my
Cole
God.
literally gave him a quick look like, oh my God. But it was great. It was like, see, that's why I enjoy it. I thought it was good. The interview with Heyman was great. We'll talk about what happened after, but
Here, so are we talking about? Do we want to talk about the two women thing right now, or do we want to wait?
Sure, because hashtag always in the shine.
Sure,
We need to
okay.
talk about Mandy now
Fine.
because look it like this is something we've been asking for, is to find ways, literally for like a year and a half in this program, of finding ways without the title for there to be good women's storylines. Right. And yes, this is very different, and this is more of like that soapy type thing. But you know what? Naomi barely has gotten used in the past year. So now she's part of a storyline where they were like, had 3 or 4 segments?
Yeah.
Like, it was a big deal. You're mixing in the Usos. They used it last week in like a match to cost them something. It was this interweaving story. I mean, I enjoyed it because I think it was funny. Like, we have a new great gif of Mandy now being like, huh?
Yeah.
Which is, I'm going to use all the time. So be ready for that. And then, of course, you have...
I gotta tell you, hold on. We gotta talk about this for a second because the acting from her was like the editing
phenomenal.
was
phenomenal acting.
No, that was atrocious.
No, it was phenomenal.
Atrocious.
Every single major studio has already reached out to her about being in their next feature film.
I'm sure adult studios maybe, but not the action. I literally thought I was watching porn. Like that's how it felt when I was watching it. It was just like
when she took off the robe, I was like, oh boy.
I was wondering. Like the funny thing is like. And again, all shit aside, for me being like burying her and whatever, like all that shit aside, listening to her talk was just like, honey, I know I'm hotter. I'm like, oh my God, are you dead behind the fucking eyes?
Love it.
You were literally, there was no expression or emotion coming out of it. It was just like, I know it's there, but I was just watching that segment going, oh my God, is this bad?
Oh,
this was
so good.
bad. It was so bad.
It was so good. And then the human highlighter
bad.
showed up, and we had a weird brawl.
It was so bad, like from beginning to end. And here's the other thing that it just like drives me insane is everybody's like, well, get excited for the new Attitude Era. Cut the fucking shit.
It's not the Attitude Era.
Cut the fucking shit.
Someone,
it's not gonna be
I just
doing
saw on
that.
Twitter, someone put up of like, it showed like DX and like thons.
Yeah.
It showed like woman literally actually naked.
Yeah.
Like it's not, again, they're wearing more clothes than they ever did. They're just trying to do an edgier thing.
Sure.
Like, and you know what? This is part of it too. Scarlett Bordeaux at
Yeah.
Impact.
Oh, yeah.
In lingerie licking a microphone. Yeah, Vince saw that and was like, yeah, we need to do more of that.
Yeah. And by the way,
Getting hot in here.
Yeah, you're getting all hot and bothered. When I watched that segment, all I could think about was how excited you were and probably rewound that entire
I
segment.
did not
in the hot
rewind
tub.
it.
What?
I thought it was phenomenal though.
Pff.
I'm not a big like rewatching things because you know.
Well, apparently the people on YouTube.
Yeah,
did,
I'm curious to see today, like what the Mandy Rose numbers
You keep
are.
talking. I'll look.
I'm sure they'll be high as well.
Because I guarantee
but
you, I wonder if it outdoes. What do you think right now? Because we both are
No,
blind
I think
to this.
Alexa outdid.
Alexa, because
Yeah.
she's been around longer, or she's got.
I think Alexa did because I think Raw has a bigger.
If Mandy overtakes, I'm looking right now. If
I don't
Mandy
think she will.
overtakes,
I'd be shocked.
okay, we're
It's
gonna look
also
right
still
now.
early in the day.
Sure.
But yeah,
But
no.
I'm saying right now, in terms of like all the videos, I'm curious to see what the view count is because it's going to be something.
But yeah, no, it's seriously the view count on YouTube. It was like the Alexa Bliss was insane. Then Braun flipping the limo. Then it was a huge drop off to everything else in the show.
Right.
Because that's like those are the buzzy things. Like in social media, like you need those things that grab your attention. Like those are the type of things that are perfect for this type of world that we live
Alexa Bliss in one day has 3.3 million views. And right now, less than 24 hours, I will say. And I'll tell you right now, the screen cap doesn't do it justice because it's the wrong screen cap. But still, 929K.
in. Yeah, so pretty close to 1 million. That'll be 1 million like in the next hour.
But I'm just saying right now, like, when I watched it, I went, okay, I know what they're doing. I get it. But it was just like the bad acting was so bad for me.
But here's the thing. Whenever they make wrestlers act, most
Yeah.
of it is bad,
But
which
here's-
is fine because they're not actors. But
No, they are. They
yes,
they
yes,
are.
yes.
You're
But
absolutely wrong.
It's different type of acting though.
Sure, but
it's
here's the
different
thing.
type of acting.
Here's the difference between, and this is again, it's going to be another caveat to why I'm not a fan of her, is that everybody in NXT gets hammered home that you've got to be an athlete, a stunt performer, and an actor. That's what they tell them. And those three little peers, or whatever you want to talk about, those pillars, are what are making the best WWE superstars. And granted, yes, she's not there, but send them to acting classes because just that one picture, I wonder if I still have it on.
Yeah, well,
But it's
here's
just
the
like
thing.
I look
No,
at it
no,
and
no,
I go,
here's why I have the problem with you taking a freeze frame of someone. I can take a freeze frame where someone's like has their eyes closed and their things. Like you need
You
to
needed to do the
a
editing
GIF.
on that was
her
awful.
her
though.
GIF was the GIF is phenomenal.
No,
It's-
dude, you
it
can't
is
even do
phenomenal.
the straight
I
face.
can. Are you kidding me? That everyone was tweeting out like we have a new great GIF for not being impressed. Like it's
Yeah, it was
fantastic.
awful. It was
no,
awful.
it's fantastic.
Awful.
You gotta take off your anti-Mandy glasses.
No, I'm not going to.
Hashtag always in the shine.
Well,
Stud.
whatever. I
But
still
no,
let you put it in the shine,
No,
so we're-
here's why it is even more shine. How many times do we say with storylines that it's just like, oh, they just go out and they wrestle? These two haven't wrestled yet.
here's
They're
a
building
swerve.
this story. It's great.
Here's a swerve for you. I guarantee you right now, this is clearly not over. But I'll tell you right now, what would be even better in this storyline is that there's a twin and she kisses the other twin and gets more fuel to the fire.
This
That would be
is what you
interesting.
miss out when you're watching it live because like the two theories were of like at first it was just like, oh, Naomi's just gonna show up at the door. But the way they did it following the Uso, it's like everyone was like, is that Jay? Because the other assumption, like as it was happening, was that was Jay going into the room.
Sure.
So that's something to consider. But what they did instead was have Jimmy, which again it's weird because it's like, okay, so the dude's going over there, that's fucked up. But it was clearly because he brought his wife.
But the other thing is, like, I'm telling you right now, I would not be at least surprised at all if Jay Uso, which, by the way, this program has made me one thing know who Jimmy and Jay is. Because Billy has given me shit. You can't tell the difference. I can't because they're twins. But look, now I know. Jimmy is married to the wrestler. And that's fine. But look, I'll tell you this much. If Mandy aligns herself with Jay, then that's something. It's something.
No, it's building. I mean, because Carmella is now feuding with Sonya. And the back to how this segment originally started was the women's tag titles. At Elimination Chamber, we're getting the 6 teams.
Sure.
I'm assuming that on SmackDown it's going to be Iconics, Mandy and Sonya, and Carmella and Naomi.
Okay.
That's my guess. And then on Raw will be Sasha Bailey, some iteration of the Riot Squad, hopefully Ruby and Liv. And then I think it's going to, this is where it gets interesting.
Bella.
Because you also have the belts, but you have Nia and Tamina.
Yeah.
And then you also have Mickey and
Alicia Fox or
Alexa.
Dana or whatever.
No, Dana's not going to be in it.
What are you talking about? Poor Dana.
Yeah.
What did she ever do?
She was backstage talking to Lacey Evans, I believe, when Finn Balor walked by and like.
Okay. So we've already talked 25, 26 minutes into this program already, or whatever it is. I'm telling you right now, we've already buried one that I thought the best match of the week.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable match. I'm telling you, I know you made a joke about it, but you're saying I've watched it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, and I'm telling you right now, that was not only the best match of the year so far. I don't care if it's New Japan. I don't care if it's Ring of Honor. That match right there. Whoo-wee. That one right there, if you haven't watched it, go out of your way and watch it again. Because I'm telling you right now, that right there, if that's only the beginning, holy smokes.
Would you say that
holy
match
jeepers.
was super hot fire?
Absolutely. I would say super hot fire to the umpteenth degree. I was hot and bothered by it, folks. I fast forward most of the wrestling I watch sometimes, but that one I replayed. I watched it again and again. I watched it at least 3 times so far.
Between that and Mandy Rose, SmackDown really made you sweat this week.
I'm telling you, man.
And hey, you know what? El Idolo gets the win. Even better.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing that we have to talk about here is that I'm glad you said El Idolo. So they changed his name.
We're talking about this now. Because this is my biggest heat.
Okay, so no, I can't. All right. We'll save it for later. Is there anything else on the show that you want to talk about, or any portion of it that's shine worthy?
Mustafa's match with the ring posts I thought was really well done. Like that motherfucker knows how to get beat up by a ring post. Not only once,
it helps
but twice.
That he's 100 pounds
and the
less.
second one was even better. Like that guy sold out. That was great. I think that deserves a mention.
Okay. What a mention. This is the quick shines?
Yeah, quick shines. We'll go back on Raw. The Revival beat the Lucha House Losers.
In a rerun, by the way.
Yeah, well, the story wasn't over. They hadn't had that yet, so now it's over. We hopefully don't have to see it again. Also, Sasha and being feisty to Ron, I thought it was good. I love how she dipped the 4 fingers when she left. I thought that was a positive.
Hey, the promo was good.
It was okay.
I thought it was okay.
Wasn't her best.
The match, I was like, meh.
There was a match?
Yeah, there was a match. They were a tag team, dumbass.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, see, that I don't care about.
See, exactly.
No, because we're doing quick shines. We're talking about the good stuff. The Becky promo I thought was great as always. We get the Iconics, who I thought came out and cut one of their better promos in a long time.
You're burying Dozer. Dozer was great everywhere.
No. Okay, fine. We're going in the heat now because that motherfucker sucks. I never want to see him on TV again. So I don't know what was worse. Him coming out and drooling over Alexa, not making sense, or him on SmackDown making a fucking shake with fucking chicken and pancakes. It was a fucking New Day, and then Becky drinks it because ugh.
Oh my God.
That guy sucks. Heavy Machinery,
Come on.
No. Send him to the moon. Oh God, they suck. No.
Well, come on. Enjoy yourselves.
No, that's not enjoyable. It's stupid. The guy's blubbering, not even making sense. He's a freaking weirdo. The only thing that I thought was funny is because
pretty lady.
Yeah,
oh my God, that was great.
So that started at NXT. He was obsessed with Mandy Rose.
Pretty lady.
Yeah, and that was like his thing. So someone said it would be funny if he showed up at the hotel room.
Oh my God.
Jimmy sent him there.
That would be so
funny.
great.
But that guy fucking, I don't care. These guys, they're already like the fucking joke, and I don't. I'm
Come
over
on,
it.
man.
They're horrible. They're not good.
Look, I'm telling you, I don't disagree in terms of in the ring. They're going to be very marginal, vanilla at best. But what I'm telling you right now is at the very least, they will be taken seriously, hopefully at the beginning at the very least.
But they're already not being.
But hey, I will say this much. Having him go, pretty lady, like that made me giggle. Then have him backstage, listen, having him do the tuna milkshake, whatever the egg was, and then clearly they changed it out because they were just looking at the New Day. Rubbing themselves and then unzipping the man shirt, which was great. But having Becky be the focal point, throwing the keys to Kayla,
that is positive.
Having a very Austin-esque kind of thing. I know she's not Austin, but they put her in a position where she started the show. But the thing was, she interacted with Kayla, then she interacted with New Day and the Heavy Machinery, and then she went out and did her promo with Asuka and then the Iconics. So she touched like 6 or 7 different points there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what they're trying to do. And I'm looking.
And you had to ruin that by bringing up that blubbering fucking.
Come on.
Heat. We're in the heat now. You
Look,
ruined
come
it.
on.
Sorry.
Come on.
You ruined
be
it.
better.
Nope.
Be better.
Exactly. He needs to be better.
Listen, it's an introduction. You got to do something different.
No, the introduction of EC3 in the mirror. No, that's fucking phenomenal.
That's stupid.
EC3 is going to be so good.
No, he's not.
Everyone is on board that EC3 is the only one of this crop that really matters.
Lacey Evans might be asleep.
No, I said that to you a few weeks ago. I think she's a much better main roster. I have hopes for her, but beyond that, it's like Heavy Machinery.
I really do think you'll enjoy my article about each of these call-ups and what you would do to book them in a certain way to make them work.
Well, you didn't bring it up in the shine. So Nikki Cross was in that useless tag match, or a useless tag match.
Let Nikki play.
She doesn't. I don't know.
Listen, she's a phenomenal talent.
I think she is too, but I like her with Sanity. I don't like her on.
I think she'll be fine on her own. She's a star on her own. I think that's what it comes down to.
I think because the thing for me,
she will be.
When you're introducing characters like that, I think it's most effective to introduce them like with their whole parts, and then when they break away, that's when you can get the push. Introducing her on her own, I don't know. I think they're gonna have to stick her back with Sanity before it works. Just me, maybe I'm wrong. I highly doubt it, but meh. Very meh for me.
Okay, great, wonderful, loving it.
Well, we're in the shine, or in the heat now.
No, we're in the heat. Know where you are.
So we can talk about how fucking Andrade is just Andrade now. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
I can't believe we don't call him Cien.
Okay, so
Cien would be the thing for me.
Big E and Elias getting their names shortened, great decision. Rusev, Cesaro getting their name shortened, great decision. But Andrade, Cien, Almas, like, if you want to take out the Cien, make it just a nickname.
Cien's the
No,
only-
I agree. I think all three should stay. But, like, most of us call him Almas a lot of the times anyways. Like, Andrade just doesn't have the same punch. I know they like shortening stuff, but Andrade, Cien, Almas. Like, the best part was, like, the announcer dude going, Andrade, Cien, Almas. So here's my challenge to you, WWE Universe. At all the events, after the announcer says Andrade, just yell out Cien Almas like the announcer did. I think this one might actually come back. This one might come back for us. Because this one, when I saw the graphic previewing SmackDown, I was like, oh no. And then we get to the show and they do the promos and Selena's just like, Andrade. I'm just like, no. Why?
She's got her marching order. She's doing what she's supposed to do.
Of course she is, but it's just like, what the hell?
It's really not that bad, honestly.
It's
not
bad.
great, but it's not bad.
Also, the poll you put up was the most confusing poll I've ever read, the way you worded it.
Oh, whatever.
Put it like, do you like the name change? Yes or no? That's all you had to put, and you put like a bunch of words that didn't make sense. But still,
yes, I love it.
My side won anyways, so.
Your side. It doesn't matter as long as people are voting. Listen, we try to get the voice of the people on this program, or at least understand what they're trying to think.
JC of the people. Hashtag JC knows.
Hashtag nothing. That's what you got.
That's my biggest heat of the week. Do you think there was a worse heat this week than that?
Oh, yeah. And it involves birthday cake.
Oh, well, okay.
It involves birthday cake, baby.
No, before we get into it, I have one statement.
No,
one statement.
Hold on. Can I say?
No, shut up. One statement. One statement, then you can talk for 10 minutes. All I want is someone to throw me a birthday party like The Miz did for sure.
Oh, my God. Stop it. First off, you are such a Miz apologist. You are, look.
Oh, no, that segment was awful. He literally could do nothing to save that segment. That man tried as hard as he could, but that was bad segment, bad writing. Anytime Shane's involved in acting is not good. You want to talk about bad acting? God, Mandy puts him under the carpet.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, don't even try to pretend.
Mandy Rose is one step away from the adult industry, and Shane McMahon at least sweats.
Now, you're the problem.
No.
Because you see an attractive woman and you think she has to be a porn star.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying she has no available talent at all.
0%
That's why
true.
she's being portrayed the way she is.
That is not true.
Okay, prove me wrong. And when she does something of relevance that is an actual wrestling match, I'll let you know.
When they win the first ever Women's Tag Team Championships, the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, but you can't even do that with a straight face because you know it's the Boston Hug
connection. It's my hope. It's coming.
That's fine. Coming. When she does something of relevance, sure.
She does. She does something of relevance every week. She's on the show every week.
In the ring.
She does stuff in the ring. She has the best finisher in the WWE.
Yeah, what is it?
A running knee.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking badass.
Okay,
you wish you could do that.
Yeah, okay. I have done that in the middle of the ring. And
it didn't look that good.
I'm telling you right now, yes, it did.
No,
and it was the middle of the match because it was effective in the middle of the match. It's not a finish.
No, well, because yours wasn't as powerful as hers.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Her legs are way more powerful than your legs.
That I don't disagree. I've got bird legs. But I will say this much.
Talk about the Miz and Shane segment.
Yes, okay, so look. First off, we have the birthday segment. I already had bad feelings when I saw the graphic, but that's besides the point. So they come out, and again, when they have these segments, I wish they would make a note to themselves. Please don't do these type of things. I get that they're doing it and they think it's going to be a big deal, but it's hard to make the Miz a babyface in general, let alone the way they're doing it. It's very, very hard.
Well, up until this week, I think they've done a good job.
Sure, but the thing is like, okay, they do the whole thing with. This is where I was fine with it. They give him the shoes. They make a joke about this man's dad is Vince McMahon. I can barely catch up to Vince McMahon, but I'm going to try to give you a birthday that you'll remember. And that's fine. I bought, first off, this is where we take a total segue into something completely different. But look, he gives him the Jordan 33s, I think is what they're called, with the laces that are tied up to your phone or whatever that do the automatic lacing. By the way, I can't tie my shoes very well, so I may pick them up if I can afford them. But
seriously,
at the same time,
you can't tie shoes.
No, I can. I was making a joke. Damn it.
No, because there are some people who legitimately like they can't. Like it's like a.
Sometimes
thing.
my shoelaces are untied, but still, I know how to tie.
No, but I mean in terms of some people like physically like they just can't.
No, I can do it. I'm saying they always come untied. But look, saying when he did the whole thing like, oh my God, I'm gonna be able to have these shoes and be at peak performance while I'm wrestling. I'm like, and I'm done. Like this is me banging on the wall. But
that little part with the sneakers was the only redeemable part of this segment. I thought it was funny.
But then we have a montage, which we've cut montages in different ways, of course. And it wasn't the worst thing in the world because the production value is there.
It always is.
But it was just, I looked at it and went, oh my God, can we fast forward this? And I did, because I was just, there wasn't any, like if it was The Miz narrating the moments or The Miz like talking over the actual package of been like, Shane McMahon. From the loins.
That would have been better.
From the loins of Vince McMahon comes Shane O'Mac. Like, if he voiced it over, then I would have wanted to listen and watch it. I fast-forwarded it because it was not a absolute home run. for me.
It was a well done package, so you did miss out.
But that's fine. But I was just like, it's Shane O'Mac. It doesn't matter. He's an auxiliary character in this particular instance. Like, it didn't make any sense.
He's about to be a SmackDown Tag Team Champion.
Sure,
Sorry,
whatever.
Ben.
So then he's sweating all over himself because he's sweating, peeling an orange, for crying out loud. He's in incredible shape, but man,
shamer.
he is. Oh, stop it. Anyway, here's my biggest gripe about the entire thing. Know your moment, and yes, people flub all the time, but the guy was like, Miz, I can't wait to team up with you this Sunday at the Royal Rumble. It's 2 weeks, you moron! It says it on the back of the fucking entrance. Just look to your left, for crying out loud.
Shane as a promo.
Oh
and
my
as
God.
It's never been good.
Look to the left and see the sign. Come on. He's a McMahon, for crying out loud. Anyway, so then out come the Bar trying to make sense of whatever the hell this was.
They were horrible too.
It was just, I'm sorry, Ben, but boy, was this dry like toast. I was watching this going, this is the end of SmackDown.
Yeah.
This is the end. And then, of course, here's the other thing too. I would want I would want the Miz at my birthday party too.
Yeah, I want the Miz to throw me a birthday party.
Sure.
That was an awesome party.
Here's the thing.
We're just all jealous because we weren't there.
Probably. But here's the other thing too. Miz is sitting there, and of course, Shane is pumping those tires. He's saying things like, you're the A-lister. You're this, you're that. First off, we don't buy a fucking moment of that. And then, of course, because yes, that's what the Miz would say, but having someone else say it takes away from what it is. And then he's doing it to, gaslight him, get him going, yeah, I'll wrestle in my dress slacks against whatever.
See, I thought that part was
funny.
good too, because that was when we saw that Miz's character, no,
Yeah.
the coward, no, I'm not dressed Shane.
Yeah.
But then Shane, just doing what he had to do, motivating, uplifting Miz. I thought that was, again, one of the few positives.
Sure. No, but it was fine. And then, so here we go. We get through but him going, yes, I want the Miz to wrestle on my birthday. Shut the fuck up. That's not a birthday
I want
present.
the Miz to wrestle on my birthday.
Oh, God. He wrestles on everybody's birthday, but that's besides the point.
That's true.
Look,
he's a stud.
Listen.
Workhorse.
He is. Look, so they have this terrible, contrite, whatever the hell this match is.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
And it was just here we are doing God knows what, and here's 2 points to it. 2 points. Is that I didn't care about it.
And Cesaro was going through
a cake. Cesaro always goes through the cake, goes through every goddamn piece of food they've got. If there's food, he goes through.
You know what else was the best is that the Miz was selling how expensive these cakes were, and then Maurice tweets.
That's good. There you go.
I watch too much TV. Maurice tweets out, "A sheet cake, Mike? Really?" I thought that was hilarious.
But look, I'll tell you this. So watching Cesaro, I have a theory that if there is a piece of food, it has got Cesaro's name on it. The poor guy. He must be going, I bet I can do something with that.
Yeah. Do you know how mad the New Day was they weren't involved in this segment?
So then here's the biggest atrocity of the entire thing. This is where Joe Pollock stands up from our boy going, yep, hate all the fails. We do a cake to coast, as they call it.
Oh, that was bad.
And I'm just like, first off, hold on.
Shane also hurt himself. Did you see? He was like, oh,
God. You shouldn't do him. You shouldn't do it anymore. Just because you did it doesn't mean you have to continue to do it. Just do it when it makes sense. Right here at Cake to Coast, you tell him,
he's a stunt monkey.
First off, I'm telling you, he's a spot monkey. But look, he goes out there, he gives him the cake, first off, in what universe is putting a cake in someone's face going to hurt them? It's going to lessen the blow of the coast to coast.
It was about embarrassing him, that's all.
Sure, I get that. But it was just first off, it cushions the blow. Secondly, he missed. Thirdly, why would you ruin a cake? It was a perfectly good cake.
It was Cesaro's fault for falling through it.
No, there was a separate cake. There were two cakes.
I know there were two cakes, but I thought it was the same one.
The chocolate cake was the one that Cesaro went through,
yeah.
and the sheet cake was the one that got the cake to coast. It was ridiculous. And then they just sit there, with the trophy at the end. It was so awkward. It was so awkward.
Trophy.
That was like losing your pants in gym class when you go up the rope awkward. That's what it was.
Did that happen to you?
No.
If I want to hear the story, let's go.
Listen,
story time.
Hold on. There's a lot of awkward things that have happened in my lifetime, and if I'm privy enough to tell you, you'll enjoy them because they really are bad. And I
are there
turned
some
red.
good Nestle gym class stories?
Oh, yeah.
Man.
No, not gym class. But Nestle embarrassment file is just everywhere.
Well,
everywhere.
yeah.
You ever watched the film? The film New Guy, where the guy is so embarrassed he has to go to another school to start over?
Yeah.
That would have been me. That's how bad
Makes
it was.
sense.
But we'll get to that someday at some point if
Explains
anybody wants to hear
a lot,
about it. Absolutely. This is why the fake bravado comes out during the podcast.
If that's what you want to call it.
I said fake bravado. Anyway, Cake the Coast. Here's my question to you, because I've already talked and I'm starting to lose my voice.
Yeah, so you said I wouldn't let you talk, and I let you talk.
Here it is. In your opinion,
Mm-hmm.
probably one of the worst segments in a while. right?
If you compare it to Bailey, I'm going to end this program.
No.
Don't do it.
But where does it list?
It's not even close to
Where
those.
does it list?
This week it was the worst segment.
Sure, but where does it, in your opinion, if Bailey, This Is Your Life is probably the worst that and John Cena, This Is Your Life is probably one of the worst. Where is this? Is this in the top 5, top 10, top 20 in your mind? Can you think that there's enough to make a difference? Because this is bad for me.
There's been some really bad segments over the year, but I don't think it's breaking my top 20.
Okay.
I think if I really went back and looked at it, like this was not good at all.
Not
but
good,
like,
Bob.
It's just like, whew. You go back to some of that stuff back. You want to talk about bad acting back in the day, like. It's funny now when we watch it, like we enjoy it because it's so bad it's good. But like, there's
I love a train wreck too.
I do
this
too.
was
But then
bad.
this was pretty doomed from the start. But yeah.
Anything else has got you hot and bothered?
Well, keeping with the food theme, AJ Styles held a junk food pep rally.
Hey! Hot dogs are over, man.
I'm
Hot
just
dogs
saying,
are over.
it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it was just like. He comes out, he interrupts Becky and Asuka, just walks around the ring, then walks up the thing, and just, he goes and he starts holding the pep rally with fucking junk food. And then I did like Daniel Bryan coming out of nowhere, and then Daniel Bryan going through the table, like whatever. But it was just like a junk food pep rally, really. This feud is now about food.
This is about more than food. It's
about,
personal.
Yeah,
it's personal.
It's about food.
It's personal.
About food.
It's about what you put in your body, Joshua.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan treats his body like a temple. AJ Styles eats
Yeah, it
hot
doesn't
dogs.
look like one. AJ Styles' body looks a lot better than Daniel Bryan's body.
That's not true. AJ Styles,
I don't see Daniel Bryan having those abs.
Look, just because Daniel
Maybe-
Bryan looks like he's from The Hobbit and AJ
Yeah.
Styles looks like a mom from like a soccer mom from behind with his hair, that's whatever. It is what it is. That hair is Pantene Pro V. Like that's what it is.
You're
it's
the
beautiful.
one. I'm not. I think AJ Styles is a stud.
That's fine. I'm saying right now, body is a temple. Inward, Joshua, not outward.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, who treats their body better in your opinion, you think?
I think they both treat their body pretty well because you can't be an athlete.
Here's the
without doing
kicker.
that.
Wouldn't it be something if AJ Styles was also a vegan or something and
So,
actually
no.
hated hot dogs?
Here's the thing. Because there's a middle ground. Like, I mean, if people are vegan, that's perfectly fine. I have no problem with it. But also, I mean, I eat meat. I like meat because I like protein, and protein's also really good for you. So, AJ Styles, I think, probably has a lot more protein intake than Daniel Bryan, and that's why he's a little more chiseled. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's two different ways to live, but I'd lean the AJ Styles way because I like meat.
You know who also likes meat? Heavy Machinery. They love meat.
No shit. You could have named anyone on the roster besides Daniel Bryan.
No, you haven't seen Steaks and Weights,
Yes,
baby.
I've
Come on.
I've seen Steaks and Weights.
Oh my
It's
God.
just-
Ben is going to
I'm not-
love
no,
Heavy
he-
Machinery.
see, I
Ben
just-
is going to love this.
No, Ben's actually gonna love EC3.
Oh yeah, of course.
EC3 is he's such a stud.
He's got muscles
Our
on
boy
top of
Cap, he
muscles.
texted me. He literally said he's like EC3 is the only one worth a damn. And, I don't
maybe.
disagree, but I still think Lacey Evans has a good future.
Again, you'll
well,
love my
well,
article. I
if-
think you really will.
I mean, shout out Lars Sullivan. Clearly-
Lars, the only one not showing up.
Yeah, I mean,
Royal Rumble, here we come.
Yeah, he's gonna be there at some point. I do feel bad for the guy because reading like stuff like anxiety is a tough thing to deal with. If you know people or have dealt with it yourself, like it's not an easy thing. So I hope that he can get himself together. But yeah, no, that was tough to read because it's like, man, just goes to show you if a guy like that, a behemoth, like it can hit anyone at any time. So
Here's what it is, folks.
hope he gets together. I'm rooting for Lars now.
Okay,
I'm rooting
fine.
for Mr. Sullivan, as Joe would say, Lars Sullivan.
All right, anything else? Or can I get into some stuff?
Can I just trigger you?
Go ahead.
Hashtag no sell Seth.
Oh, God damn it.
I just want to trigger you.
God damn it.
'Cause look,
let's talk about it.
So the
Let's
internet
talk
was
about
up in arms
Oh, my
because
God.
they did a doomsday device in that match, and Seth
He
immediately...
was supposed to land on his feet.
Yes, he was supposed to, but he didn't. He immediately got up and kicked whoever in the face.
Sure.
And then he went and did like 8 more moves before he finally just sold getting thrown out of the ring as like the devastating maneuver. But whatever. But certainly there's like a starch argument on the internet between
Oh, stop it.
like no sell Seth.
It's
Hashtag no
stupid.
sell Seth.
It's stupid because he's not the only one.
Oh, no shit. Yeah,
He's
no,
not the
absolutely
only one.
They all do it, and it's way more prevalent on the indies, which, like I said in our thread,
Yeah.
that's part of the reason why it's hard for me to get into. But in terms of WWE, he's one of the bigger culprits, but that's
Absolutely.
that's like his style.
Sure.
He's like that.
He's the WWE indie darling. That's
Yeah.
what it is. That's what he is. WWE indie darling.
But
That's
I just
what
thought it
is.
was funny because everyone always gets so up in arms. Like NXT UK used
Yeah.
pretty much, it was a doomsday device, right? On the
Yeah.
outside,
It
and
was a-
Drake and
yeah.
Gibson, they immediately went in and got the pin.
Yeah.
So like that, people were not, that was well done. But this one, it was, I don't know. It just...
It's stupid.
I
It's
enjoyed that
stupid.
match. I thought it was good. I like Lashley winning, but
It's stupid. It's
I
an
just,
irrelevant
for me,
argument. It's an irrelevant argument.
I just thought it was funny because I knew it would trigger people like
It's
you.
irrelevant.
I just
because
wanted to say because now your face is
it's
great.
irrelevant right now because people are like, no, sell Seth. Do you know how many people actually sell in wrestling anymore? Zero. Zilch. Nada.
This is what I was
Nobody
looking for.
does. Nobody sells anymore. I am part of a promotion that I am a promoter with, and I yell at people that they don't use their face
Good.
enough and they don't sell enough.
Good.
They always bitch at me. They're like, well, here comes Adam saying, I don't use my face or I don't sell enough. They get so mad at me because I tell them, I challenge you, sell. If you punch me and I sell, I've milked up 5 minutes of that. I don't have to bump. Instead of doing 50 other Cirque du Soleil things, I could sell getting hurt.
So
I could milk it and have a longer career.
I think I figured out why Seth Rollins doesn't always translate to me. And I think it's part of this is like when I watch him wrestle like and see him not like for me I love the selling because I enjoy flopping. Like I enjoy all that shit. Like
Well,
people,
you also love Celtics flopping with Marcus Smart, but that's fine.
I mean Marcus Smart is a flopper. That guy is fucking combat muscles and grit and toughness and fight. No, I just love it because I think I love when a move looks so impactful. Even though that's why like the Mustafa Ali thing I brought up this week, like that guy fucking sold out for it. That's why I'm a big fan of Sasha Banks. She sells out. Like these individuals, like when Brock is on and Brock is willing to fucking, I love that shit. Shawn Michaels, one of my favorites of all time, because that motherfucker would sell out for you. I love that shit because you know what it does? It makes the person you're fighting look good. So then when you fight them, it looks even better.
Here's something else that I wanted to say to people that were saying no sell Seth. If you go back and you watch the match, Bobby Lashley picks him up to do an enormous one-handed spine buster. And fucking Seth lands, sits back up and goes, "Ugh," and falls. That's selling.
I agree.
So for people to say no sell Seth, oh my God, get off your high horse, people. Get off of it. It makes no goddamn sense. You are picking your goddamn spots here.
I love this.
It is an over the time kind of thing. In the entire match, nobody was selling except Seth. Nobody. Dean Ambrose doesn't sell. He'd be going whoop, 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 but he wouldn't sell. And then there's Bobby who just flexes his glutes.
Well, Bobby's a little more believable because that man.
But
here's the other thing about Bobby.
Oh my God.
People all up in arms about them sexualizing Alexa and Mandy. This motherfucker Bobby Lashley for the last month has been bending over, touching his fucking ass, being like, "Look at this perfection."
He's bothered
Just
by
saying.
it. He's bothered by his glutes.
But no, I'm glad I brought up No Sell Seth because it triggered you and it was fun. That's my job. Hashtag JC other people.
Gaslighter.
It's to
Hashtag gaslighter.
To present the argument.
You gaslight me, baby.
Because again, Seth Rollins, immensely talented. I think he's immensely talented. Not my favorite, but he's awesome. So, but I just,
All right.
I love reading shit like that because it's funny.
Very quickly, something.
It's fun for me.
Okay, fine. Let's move on. We've talked a lot about a lot of stuff. Something else that really bothered me very quickly in a quick heat, not really a lot of things going on this week, but there's one thing really irked me for some reason. Pitcher in pitcher while a match was going on in the tag match.
Oh, yeah, that was bad.
bothering.
Yeah.
I was just like, first off, I get that it adds to the revival being like, hey, literally nobody's paying attention to me. Now I'm inside a box. But it was just really, and it was just like, this person coming out. I know that they were making a big deal about it, which I understand, but in doing something over here to make somebody important, you squash the rest of your programming. This is me squashing.
Well, so
but
here's
that's what it is. So
here's the other thing about that. So the tag champs weren't on at all on Raw.
No,
we
of
didn't
course
even see
not.
them.
The
Not
lowly
even
piss boys.
With all the backstage segments we had, like you couldn't get them in there. Which yes, like I think this feud's more about the revival, for obviously because the revival are the best. But it was weird that they didn't even do like a monitor shot of them watching the match or anything, which they usually do, like the sideward awkward monitor, But maybe they were just at catering with the AOP. So
I don't think there's anything else that I have to actually get to. So if we want to get into the old
glorious.
There you go.
Speaking of hope.
Go ahead.
So I've been thinking the last couple weeks because it's Rumble season, trying to get ready for our 30 hopes for the Royal Rumble.
Oh, 30 hopes. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Which that's next week, right?
It might be next week.
Baby, that's
we got to
so
do some
exciting.
research for that.
I don't need to do research. My research is like all the time.
Uh-huh.
So, because I do a lot of my thinking like when I can't sleep at night or when I'm in the shower, when I'm driving, or whenever you're talking, I just kind of zone out and just, get in my own world. But I was thinking, because every year when you look at the Rumble, someone always has that lasts a really long time. Was Finn last year or 2 years ago? Like they've done it with Dean before, they've done it with Seth. Like they've done, like all these guys, like they have their moments, and it kind of builds them like that's something, an extra moniker they can say is an impressive feat. That person's in there the longest in the match. So I was trying to go through candidates this year, and I was having a hard time really narrowing it down. But then I watched SmackDown Live, and I'm like, the answer was right in front of me the whole time. The person who debuted officially in last year's Royal Rumble, the stud. The man who now only has one name, who should have three, Andrade Cien. I want to be the guy who lasts the longest in the Rumble in 2019. Not only is he a workhorse, not only is he a stud, but the way he wrestles in his style, it would be great to have him interacting with pretty much everyone who comes in. He'd be a guy that would just add to the Rumble. He can do all those athletic feats. He's just phenomenal at everything. We love him. And plus, this could be a thing to help get him to that next level, because I don't know if he's going to have a WrestleMania moment this year. I hope he's involved in a match in the U.S. title picture, whether it's Rusev, Mysterio, something. But I think 2019 will be the year of Andrade, and maybe he will win Money in the Bank like you predicted last year. We're getting there. I'd be for that. He's one of those guys for sure. But I think this would be the first step into really solidifying him as an absolute stud in the company. So hashtag JC's hopes come true. Hashtag JC knows Andrade as the longest lasting male in the 2019 Royal Rumble.
Male.
Well, because there's a female match.
Sure. My hope this week is very simple. Watching Samoa Joe cutting a promo, beating up Mustafa Ali, and all that stuff. It was interesting to me because I thought about, okay, they're building him now. You know what's going to end up happening? Here's my hope, folks. Very simple, very easy. Samoa Joe will be in the Final Four. He's going to go roughshod. I think here's the thing. He won't beat Kane's record or Roman's record of the amount of people he throws out, but this is the guy that gets highlighted in the Royal Rumble. He is going to be tossing out motherfuckers left and right. He's going to, if he gets the microphone and starts chewing up at the crowd, I would love that. I want him to be vicious because when he's on the microphone, he's great. The Royal Rumble is built for somebody like Samoa Joe. When we get to, we've talked about, when the bell rings with Samoa Joe, sometimes we're kind of like, eh. Yeah. But the Royal Rumble for me is a great way to highlight and showcase somebody like Samoa Joe. Tossing motherfuckers out, getting in there, looking at his watch, doing jumping jacks, eating an orange, whatever he wants to do that because it'll be entertaining.
Eating an orange.
You know, get some vitamin C.
Oh, I didn't know if there was like a reason you said that or if it was just random.
No.
Okay, carry on.
You know, gotta keep the body going. But
Sure.
look, that's what it is. Keep him there. That's my hope. If he starts throwing out people, I'll be very happy because I think he's the destructive force in that thing until Braun comes out. Interestingly enough. Okay. If Braun comes out, it's gonna be Mac, Braun, Miz, Joe.
Miz might not even be in the Rumble.
I know, right?
Scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, right?
Oh, that's the other thing. I want to see. Are you done with your hope?
Yeah, I'm done.
So we our weekly. Who do we think's gonna win the two Rumbles?
Oh shit, I forgot about this.
So last week to recap, I said the Miz and Ember
Seth.
Moon.
I don't know. I can't even think.
Who'd you
anymore.
say last week?
I think I said Seth.
You said Seth and Becky, right?
Yeah. No, I said Seki and Seki. No, I said Becky and Charlotte will Brett and Luger.
Okay.
I'm still keeping that one.
Okay.
Brett and Luger over the top rope. That's what's gonna happen.
So I'm changing both of mine this week because
Okay.
you know why not? I'm gonna say God, because I think the winner from the Rumble now is coming from Raw.
It's got to be Braun. It has to be Braun.
No, it'll
or
probably
Seth.
be Seth, but I'm gonna mix it up, and I'm gonna go with the return of the Mac. This week, I think Drew McIntyre's
no.
winning. Yes.
All right.
And the women's side, I mean, I've gave it more thought, and yes, she doesn't need it, and I want it to be Ember, but judging by the fact that Ember was not on TV this week, I just feel like if they're going to have someone win the Rumble, there'd be more of an effort to get they're not ready to pull the trigger on her yet. Maybe she will get the match against Asuka or someone at Mania, but they're not building it now, so I'm going Becky.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've completely changed both my picks to two Europeans. Next week I might change again.
Hold your bladder.
But, this is good because I'm just kind of hedging myself so I can say I was right no matter
Hedging
what.
your bets. All right, now it's time.
I had another reaction to you. Oh, yeah. So I've decided it's Samoa Joe. I've decided with Samoa Joe that I think for every match he ever has, I just want the match to be him beating up people before the match and there not to be a match. And he'll be like one of my favorites.
Okay.
Because I just like you said, once he starts wrestling, it's like sleeper hold. But like this
He
shit,
literally put you to
like
sleep.
the shit this week,
That was good.
Him beating the fuck out of people. Like if every one of his matches was a street fight, I'm all in because he does violence well, and you put him with a guy like Mustafa, love it. Ring post, second best match of the night. Mustafa versus ring post.
Sure.
It was a handicap match, 2-on-1.
Sure. Joe had the upper hand.
No,
Clearly.
Joe wasn't in the match. It was the two ring posts versus Mustafa.
Well, how did he get there?
Joe was just kind of chilling.
Was he sending him in the direction of the ring post?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well.
Yeah.
Good on the ring. My comeback this week goes to the ring posts because the ring posts put over Mustafa Ali. Good view. Look. So now we're into the comeback. Mm-hmm. What's your comeback this week? Very quickly.
Roar!
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
My comeback is going to Braun Strowman because he literally came back from being uninteresting to being what he is, and that's tipping over limos, throwing glass through things, and yelling and getting mad and getting escorted out by fucking police. You know what? That's the Braun we know and love. They weren't pulling the trigger on him yet, so you know what? Make Braun again. They did that, so he gets my comeback.
Do you think that next week he's going to be flipping something else like a cement truck?
They're going to do something. They're going back to Destructo mode. He's probably going to flip the ring in the Rumble, and he's going to eliminate everyone, and that's how he wins. Oh, my God, that'd be great. That'd be great. He's just tip over the ring, and everyone falls out, and he's just roaring as the Rumble winner.
That would be hilarious.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
That would be so funny. That would be that right there. Now I want that to happen. Like there's nothing. I don't care. I want him to eliminate everybody by that. That's how he wins. That would be the greatest Royal Rumble moment in history, by far. You have booked the ultimate ending to the Royal Rumble.
God.
I am so proud of you right now. There's anything else on that program will be a complete utter failure unless he does that.
I wish that was a premeditated thought, but it was not. It was just.
I love it. I love it.
I want to see it.
I love it.
I want to see it.
I am telling you right now, that right there is it. It for me. I don't even want to do the rest of the program. You went on a high note. All right, anyway.
You have a comeback as well.
By the way, my comeback this week goes to my man, Bobby Lashley, winning the IC title. We talked about it a little bit more.
Oh, how far we've come.
It's ridiculous. It's like, 7-8 months now? It's ridiculous the amount of time it's switched around. Bobby Lashley on his game, doing what he does. If he doesn't have to talk, he's an absolute stud. Leo is an absolute stud. I think there's going to be so many things that they can do with this. I'm so excited. He's clearly going to hold this, I think, until at least WrestleMania, if not after. And I think that this is one of those long reigns in the IC title that I will look forward to because I think that there's a lot of people like an Apollo Crews or, maybe a Kurt Hawkins, somebody that'll get something out of it. Maybe not win, but get something out of it. So I'm very impressed with how they gave the title to Bobby Lashley. My man gets my comeback this week. There you go. So now it's into the big finish. As I'm losing steam here. We've already talked way too long, so I'm losing steam.
We have to talk about NXT UK Takeover Blackpool. Super hot fire show, right?
Here's the thing that I don't. My boy Todd Graham, aka Derek Simonette, pointed out, and I'm sure the nerd in Joe Pollock will tell you that. I don't know if you knew this, but the Mustache Mountain actually wore tights to represent the British Bulldogs because they were a tag team.
Oh, nice.
So when the red and black was the same, it wasn't the same color, but it was the same structure of what the gear would look like. So it was very cool to have the British Bulldogs remembered on the first NXT UK. So that was something that maybe people I
did
missed.
not notice that.
That's
cool.
a little Easter egg there because they did it differently and everything. So I just wanted to point that out. I enjoyed that tag match very thoroughly. I was shocked just like the rest of the crowd. I watched it live and I was like, wow, that was pretty shocking. And
hashtag JC knows, right?
You love Zach Gibson.
I beat you in the predictions.
You did. I didn't even put it up.
Liverpool's number one, Zach Gibson. And James Drake's just there. Again, that match was super hot fire. I think the right team won because I think it's a good way to start it. Mm-hmm. I mean, again, if you ever have time, just start watching NXT UK because Zach Gibson's promos are elite. Mustache Mountain will have those titles. Mustache Mountain's going to be everything. Tyler Bates going to be one of the biggest stars in the company probably someday because his talent is immense.
He's only like 29. No,
he's
22.
Like
22 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
He's a baby. Him and Rhea Ripley are babies.
Yeah.
But yeah, that match was my favorite match of the night, personally, because I just thought I thought it was great. Again, we already talked about it earlier. Devlin and Travis Banks match doesn't happen because Jordan Devlin's a little shit, which I'm starting to really like him.
What the hell is a Kiwi?
A
Kiwi destroyer,
again,
buzzsaw, whatever he was.
Travis Banks doesn't do it for me, but whatever.
That guy was. Unfortunately, I didn't know much about him. I'm sure he's real tough and everything, but I don't know. When I heard Kiwi buzzsaw,
yeah,
I was
weird.
like, wow. Yeah. Talk about things that don't mix.
So that's why Devlin had to beat him up, and then out comes Finn Balor in a whatever match, and he won. Which that moment
was fun.
Honestly, that pop in that moment was cool.
Yeah.
Like even though they all knew it was coming because they were chanting Balor, but it was just so well done, and the natural storyline with those two was well done. The street fight was fine.
It's
good
Massive
finish.
Tom.
It's
Massive Tom.
The big boys. That was cool.
Vader time.
Storm Ripley was probably the least exciting match of the night, but we finally got the Toni Storm moment, which I thought was cool. I love both of these women. I think they're both incredible. I just would have preferred Rhea to win, but I have a feeling they might be bringing Rhea back over here at some point. Maybe her and Storm do a rematch, but they're clearly going to build this division around Toni Storm because she said she wants to be there. So she thinks she's going to be there at least for the short term. So I'm assuming Rhea Ripley's going to be in the Rumble. I think that would be exciting because someday, I mean, she's like, 22 or 23.
Give me that Rhea, yeah.
Rhea and Charlotte, like, body type, like, they match up. Like, I just think that the promos in that feud, like, that's a match I want to see someday.
It amazes me that the crowd has yet to chant Rhea because it's funny, because it's Rhea. Get it?
I do, but that's disgusting.
It's funny.
She's too good to do that.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's a ha-ha. Anyway, look, I enjoyed NXT TakeOver. The match, the main event to me it took fucking forever.
It did. It was long.
It was long. And then they fell off the ropes. They fell off once, they fell off again.
So here's my take on the botches. Because normally, like, the botches are funny, but the way this match was, since it was like a 40-minute match and these guys were exhausted, to me, like, those botches added something to it. Because it was like they were trying so hard to do it, and it made it, like, almost real. Like, they just can't do it because they're so exhausted and they keep falling apart and just keep trying. And, I mean... I got this one wrong because I got so caught up in the coffee thing, but I mean, Pete Dunne, I love Pete Dunne, and he's going to be the face of that. And then, of course, the big reveal is I know nothing really about this guy. I've heard about him, Walter. I've done a little digging, though, and I've asked the people, and I'm excited for Walter.
He's a big boy.
No, because he's like old school.
Oh, yeah.
His character is old school, and I like that. The reason why I love the Revival. Like, I love those old school callback guys, and apparently he is that.
He's a German destroyer. He is absolutely ridiculous.
Well, isn't he like Austrian?
He's from
Austria.
I was told. Well,
he's Austrian.
German, Austrian. It's very close, but that's fine.
Yeah, maybe when Germany was like the axis of evil.
Which would be a great name for a stable. But anyway,
Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel pretty much are.
Sure. Anyway, so let's get back to this. Walter will be a big deal. He's probably going to be the head of that UK scene for a while.
I would think he'll be the one to throw Pete Dunne.
And that's going to be fun. He hits hard. He hits real hard. A lot of his matches, if you haven't gone and seen any of his matches, type in Walter on YouTube. There's a lot of great stuff he's done, especially in the overseas. Especially, there's a lot of great things from Progress. There's a lot of good stuff that he's done over there. So he's going to be a big deal.
The exciting thing about him for that brand is he's apparently doesn't like to travel at all.
No.
So that's why this was a perfect fit for him. So he can really be like a stabilizing force in that division. Where, again, we brought up earlier the Worlds Collide thing. I think is exciting because now they have like 3 non-Raw SmackDown territories, like NXT UK, NXT, and 205 Live, and there can be a lot of sharing between these. We've already seen it because there are some teams that show up on both. Like the team I just mentioned, Barcel and Eichner have been on both NXTs. Same with Lorcan and Birch are on both NXTs. Like there's going to be a lot of jumping around. I think it's exciting for 205 Live to get to use some of these guys too. They actually last night had one of the NXT guys come up and challenge Buddy Murphy for the title. Humberto Carrillo. He's another.
Bless you.
Yeah, I don't know much about him, but. Apparently he's talented, but I think it's exciting, and I'm looking forward to that event. Was it Rumble Weekend?
Yeah,
I know it's like
they have an access. I think.
Otis, your boy Otis Dozovich is in it too.
Yeah.
So they're doing like a battle royal to determine the seeding, and then they're going to seed it like a tournament, and the winner gets a challenge.
Seems very convoluted.
It seems fun. I like stuff like that. Any kind of like mini tournaments that lead to something,
sure.
I think is exciting.
Okay.
Because it just adds buzz and adds meaning to things. When there's so many meaningless matches in the landscape of wrestling today, I like when there's something that has meaning, where like there's an outcome where it's like you get this, you get this no matter what if you win.
Okay.
It's exciting.
It is exciting, damn it.
Yeah.
It's 2 weeks away from the Royal Rumble. We should get pumped and jacked.
Yeah, next week is our go home for the Royal Rumble. We'll have our 30 hopes, so make sure you are subscribed on iTunes, SoundCloud, Podomatic, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean. Did I forget one? 5 stars, 5 fames, like, subscribe, download, comment, jobberknocker.com. We mentioned all the shit earlier. It's exciting. Read all the articles. Bookmark that shit. Look forward to NXT and NXT UK analysis pieces coming out, in the next 24 hours after those shows air. Look forward to that. Look forward to everything. Your article's coming. Check out Danny's fantasy booking. Buy the shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees. I'm wearing the Jobberknocker shirt right now. We also have Super Hot Fire and Monday Night Rerun. Twitter at Jobberknocker, at Nestlemania, at JC of the JK. Facebook Jobberknocker, Instagram Jobberknocker. We're everywhere you want to be on social media. We're getting tight on time, so I have to go really fast, but do it, done.
Whew.
And, start planning my birthday party like The Miz did.
Sure.
I want 2 cakes. I want
Mandy
Jordan
Rose.
33s. Yeah, she can be there. Yeah.
Mojo Rawley, and that's it. Good night, everybody.
Yes, Mojo Rawley there so I can put it in through one of the cakes.
On that note, thank you for listening to the Jobber Knocker. We'll be back next week with more Jobber Knockery.